There it is, man. Welcome to what is this? What is this? One, two, three, four, five. This is episode six. Episode six of AD is Elevated, man. You see on the screen none other than the Honorable JereMiah Keith Jackson. Clap it up, clap it up. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get it.
My man, man. It's good to see you. Like I said, I've been wanting to interview you for a while now. And I'm glad that we can do this. Thank you for your time, man. Look, man, we gonna start here, man. I met you in 2021. This would have been August of 2021. Yeah, almost
Yeah.
5 years ago, right? For sure.
Wow.
And it was my first year at University of Findlay. You would have been a junior, I believe, right? Uh,
Yeah.
and
Maybe.
met you in a Pulse Media Club meeting down in Egner 006. I'm pretty sure. And then from there, man, the rest is history. It was just very mobile after that, right? Praise God for connecting us. Because man, you inspired me a lot. Especially that first year. I mean, going forward, I passed that as well. But like, I'm a big media guy, big content guy, big interview guy. I love to see people like a lot, So like, I'm at a small university. We don't have a ton of resources, media wise, if you will, as far as like, equipment, right? Um, and and so I'm like, okay, how am I gonna, get this radio station off the ground, right? How am I gonna make it pop and make it popular, more popular than what it is here, on campus, especially when it's not very popular. And at the time, if you will, I think we had three staff, student employees at the time, and my goal was to make it boom. And man, lo and behold, I meet this individual named JereMiah Jackson, and he starts booming on the content, and finds you found your niche, right? Found what you like to do with it, and then and I already knew this, and so as I said it afterwards, I'm like, yeah, I said it like, bear with me, an arrogant manner, because like I already knew it. I'm like, other people are following, right?
Mm.
Not only other people like following because they like your content and they're just here to watch, view, and partake, in what you do, but then you see the other individuals that start creating as well, or joining the radio station for that matter. And they wouldn't have done that if they didn't have someone like you to follow
Oh,
or to get them in that. No, and I mean that, right? For me,
appreciate
that's true. And so that's why I say, man, like, to come into that and have that as like you were like a crutch, like a extra steroid. You feel me? Like, okay, I'm about to, I don't know football, like, what I'm saying? But like, man, I'm about to level somebody because I got this extra muscle, or what I'm saying, this extra speed. I took a steroid shot. You were like a steroid shot, like 10 of them.
it.
Not that I don't know what they're like for real, but I'm imagining, right? I'm all of 170 pounds, but so yeah, man. And then just to see you to work, to shine, whether it was, doing content or, academically and graduating, not only with your bachelor's, but going on to get your master's, or whether it was athletically, football, being the captain, and then even more importantly, right, spiritually. And as you see, like your background back there with family and blessed and faith, and that also was a big deal for me. Just locking into JereMiah. Okay, it's a child of God. Like, it makes it easier, conversation, and just like, okay, like I told you before, like when you know I could talk to you, you could feel the presence of God, around you. And so that's like, okay, oh yeah, I'm in the right spot. I feel good, Sometimes when you talk to someone, you could just feel the presence, and okay, yep, he's here in between, he's here in the midst right now, so yeah, so hats off to you, Jay Jack. You're one of a kind, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
Um, so take me back though. You're from Columbus, right? And
Yeah.
hang on, wait, where were you born?
Well, okay. Born in the 305, born in Miami, Florida. Spent 3 years in Miami, then we moved to Columbus, my dad found a job. So
Right.
so 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 from born Miami, from Columbus,
Okay. Right.
so from Columbus.
So from age 3 until now, essentially, I mean, or outside of college and living different places, you've
Yeah,
been in Columbus. Okay.
yeah, I've been in Columbus before, yeah.
So was that, I mean, so are you are you a Dolphins guy or Buccaneers guy, Jaguars guy, or are you a Browns Bengals guy? I've seen you in a Detroit Lions jersey before. What yet? But I thought you
Facts,
were a
facts,
Rams fan though
facts.
too.
Yeah.
Who was your team?
So I'm not gonna lie, the Dolphins weren't good for a little while, a long while.
You said they
Well,
weren't good.
they were not good.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure.
so
Yeah.
basically, I was like hopping. I was a bandwagon essentially for a very long time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm like basketball. I'm a LeBron James fan. He hops teams. I hop to the team he goes to. So we waiting right now, bro. Where we going?
What we doing? What we doing?
Yeah, So
Right.
so yeah, I'll claim the Dolphins. But I like a lot of players in the NFL, so I root for certain teams. People say I can't do that, but if I like, let's say Lamar Jackson, and I'm a Dolphins fan, I'm gonna still root for Lamar Jackson on Sunday, except for when he playing the Dolphins. You
Okay,
feel
no,
me?
no, no, no. I get that. But I just want to make sure that we're. So your main team is the Dolphins, though.
Yes, well, my team is the Dolphins, but I tend to root for other teams
No,
according
no,
to
no, 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 no.
players that I like.
No, I get that. I understand. I just want to make sure we're clear. It's already been said on wax. Your favorite team, your main team that you cheer for, is the Dolphins.
But actually, the wording with that. My favorite team is the Dolphins. My main team, I have to wait. We're in off season right now. Camp hasn't started. I
I
gotta I
I
just
have
rock it, but
I have to wait is crazy.
so we gotta see.
Okay. So you're a LeBron fan. When LeBron retires, what do you do then?
Yeah, that's a dilemma that I'm like coming up on right now, and we don't know. And I say we
We don't
because
know.
I'm speaking for the whole fan base. So we don't know right now. I talked to some friends. They gonna follow Ant. Some gonna follow Kyrie. We don't know yet. You know,
Okay, that's
I
real.
might follow Wembanyama because I think he's the next GOAT. So that might be my guy.
Yeah, I'm just friend to friend, man to man. I'm gonna say that the last thing you said, that's probably like not what you want to do.
Oh yeah.
That's probably not what I'm just like.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because you just start repping the New York Knicks. You dusted all the dust off your New York
No, no, no.
Knicks gear
I've been a
for the
Knicks
first
fan
time.
since birth. You can see photos. There are photos. I've been a Knicks fan since birth, man. Since the Latrell Sprewell, Marcus Camby, Allen Houston, since the John Starks and the Ewing days, man. We got Ewings in the house. Come on now. I've been a Knicks fan since birth. Um, Look, I liked Wembanyama before he started doing all the like the just the just the I don't just the weird stuff.
Before he played, y'all.
No, you know what? Because he did it to Nas Reed. Pops, how we do it, man? Hey,
He's
my
like, how you doing?
the
Good,
GOAT.
man. One day at a time.
One day at a time, man. That's all we got. Come on.
Yeah,
Come
you take
on.
care of yourself.
I appreciate you. You too. It's a legend right there, Jay Jack. It's a legend, man. Hey, man. I love that. Yeah, but no, he hit Nas Reed, right? And then in the Knicks, he pushed Jalen Brunson by the back of the head. He tried to step on OG Anunoby. He put his foot under Jalen Brunson when he couldn't land. These are not sportsmanlike tactics. It's not
When you
football.
when you 7'5" and you just taller than everybody else, some people just kind of they just under you and you don't know where you're going sometimes. And sometimes you make mistakes. Maybe he didn't know Jalen Brunson right there. He might have looked at him eye to eye, but maybe he didn't see him through it.
Everybody know where Jalen Brunson's at. He's the best player in the court. That's it's their job to know where he's at.
I'm look okay. I'm be honest because every single game I watch,
When be honest, he's not honest.
game one, yes, they lost. Game two, they should have won. Game three, they won, right? Or I forgot,
I,
but they should have beat you
we
guys
won
in.
4 or 5 games. We won. I don't know. Yeah, I forget the order right now.
They choked like 3 games. They should have beat you guys in six. Being honest, but
Right?
you guys were the more experienced team, and I think the Spurs will be back. I don't know if y'all gonna be back.
No. I look. The Spurs have a dope team, man. And look, I mean, Wembanyama aside, like of course he's great, right? But
But
like it doesn't. They don't get there without Stephon Castle. They're not
oh,
able.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
not able to compete like they did without Dylan Harper.
mhm,
Devin Vassell also a dog.
yeah, yeah.
My man De'Aaron Fox
Mm.
kick him off the team. Um,
Yeah, he did have that blunder. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah.
well, you know what? No, for sure. Everybody has, but like even then, even that aside, he just wasn't like he just was not for who he's supposed to be, not for 225, whatever million, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
But
keep going.
anyways, this is enough about this. Go Knicks. And I'm glad we got to see that, in our lifetime. Um, but
That's
so
all.
originally from Columbus, you grew up, playing sports, basketball, football. You get scholarship recruited to come play here at University of Findlay, right? Your older brother plays at Iffin. Caught that.
Like, yeah,
No, shout out to your older brother, man. You first of all, you have a wonderful family, a beautiful
yeah.
family, man. And I think when I see or someone sees your success or just sees where you're at, not that you can can just always do this for everybody, but like it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? When you see what you do and then you see your foundation, it's like, oh, this makes perfect sense. So like shout out to your family, man. Your mom, your dad, your brothers, your everybody. I don't know who the lady was at graduation I was talking to, but shout out to her too, man. She had me turned.
Yeah, my auntie, yeah.
Yeah, no, she is. She was turned up for sure. I'm a big fan. Um, uh, and um, you know, star of the football team, right? And you have great time there. When I met you, you created this brand, if you will, called Kage Level, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I saw it, I'm like, man, what is this? Like I was trying to say it in my head before. I'm like, I don't know, Anyways, um, first of all, tell me what Kage Level is. Describe your love for anime, how it began, and then what your what your vision was when you were putting the YouTube together, your online content, if you will, and just where you saw it going.
Yeah, man, Kage Level TV. So look back to before I get to Kage Level TV. I 2021 we talked about the first time we met, and at that time, I was planning on quitting school. I was planning on quitting football, and I had this whole like master plan that I was gonna do to come back to school the whole entire next year. But I just felt like I needed a break from everything.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very overwhelming at that time. And just having that foundation, like from one of my parents, I was like, I'm gonna just quit. I'm gonna quit football. I'm gonna quit school. I'm gonna come home, and I got this plan that I want to do. And they were like, pray to God about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pray. I hear nothing. My dad said, you don't hear nothing. Stay where you are.
Mm.
I do not want to hear that thing. But through that though, I mean, we were in summer camp, and my dad told me to reach out and like get a part of a club.
Mm-hmm.
And we're during summer camp. I emailed um, whoever was in charge of the media at the time, and they directed me to the Digital Media Club. Then
Come
at
on.
my first meeting with the first week of school, that's where I met you. And that's kind of where we got the ball rolling. But
Come on.
in that, I think you offered me a lot of encouragement to being on air for the first time. An introvert during that time, coming out of his show, as I was during that time, and I found out that okay, I'm watching all these anime videos. I love anime so much. I'm watching all the YouTubers. Can I do the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
And my whole motivation for coming up with Kage Level TV, my favorite anime is Naruto. And Naruto, they're the Kages, who are the leader of the villages. You know, they have your Hokage, Tsukikage. And I was like, yo, Kage level. And I was like, I gotta put TV at the end because I feel like a lot of YouTubers do that. So we just put Kage Level TV. That kind of sounds good. I wanted to call it Yonka Level TV, but everybody didn't know about One Piece like that. So I was like, let me just keep it Naruto related.
Okay.
Um, so then I started the YouTube channel to kind of meet people who enjoyed anime as well, just have those conversations. Then the more I just started to just create content and also be on air at the radio station and have more conversations with people, I was like, yo, like this is actually kind of like fun. Let me start to like tap into like editing tools and all that. Let me tap into Premiere Pro. Oh, I can do this, and this. And just at the time, I was a business major,
Mm-hmm.
but understanding just the power of communication,
Right.
which I would later find out more about getting my master's. But just communication, just interacting with people, and just being able to meet so many different unique people due to a common interest in anime. And now I'm starting to realize that more with just other things in life. But yeah, Kage Level TV was kind of that. Although I'm not a YouTuber anymore, I see the work that I put in for Kage Level TV is showing fruit at this point in time in my life. So it's man. Calculate TV is like it's I have no kids, but it's like my baby, you know. It's
No,
like
no, for
my
sure.
kid, you know. So
Man, no, so like I think we have seasons or phases in life, right? And that's not only like emotionally or spiritually or mentally or physically, right? But also like just things that we do or that we're in, right? And so like when you say you're like not a YouTuber anymore, for me like that Kage level phase, it was such a beautiful one, right? And that like you just said, right? To see where it still kind of plays in or helps you out, or where it's like kind of gotten you to just for what you did there. Man, I remember you used to spend hours like on the
I
no man,
did.
like I can think of countless moments or interactions where one like I see you in the radio station or any or elsewhere editing right nonstop. I'd see you, I'd walk in, you'd be shooting stuff, right?
Yeah,
Or I'd talk to you, like it might be departing for the day or the evening, or even see you the next day, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I was up till like 4 or 5 a.m. editing videos. That's why I'm kind of
yeah,
tired." Or like,
yeah.
what you about to get into the rest of the night, J Jack? I'm about to go. I might eat some food, sit down, but I probably got 3 hours. I'm gonna sit down and edit the rest of this,
Yeah.
right? And I'm
You know,
like,
if can I share a story about? Oh,
please,
okay. So, man, so at some point, I fell in love with comic books, with manga. They call it in Japanese anime. They call it the Japanese version of manga. And with that, I was following One Piece so heavily that I started reading the manga week to week when it would drop.
okay,
And I remember every single Friday, I would wake up, I would read it at like 7 o'clock in the morning as I'm like walking to breakfast at the dining hall. I would read that joint as I'm walking, and then I would hurry up and I would hurry up record. I would hurry up and write the script, record it, go eat breakfast, go to class, come back, edit it, and I was like, yo, I have to have this out by 2 o'clock because it was so in high demand.
right,
The more you create content and just like be
yep,
around it, you notice some things are, oh, this just came out. You want to be like one of the early ones to drop it, especially like a small channel, because
100,
you want people to like kind of just like see you first.
right.
So in that, I was like, okay, yo, this comes out at this time, 7 o'clock. I gotta be on it. I gotta record. I gotta make a thumbnail, which I was like, I ain't gonna cap. I was doing thumbnails in class sometimes.
And that doesn't surprise me. Also, your thumbnails were fire. Were fire.
Appreciate it. But just, I'm not gonna lie, doing that every single Friday, and also too, just being inspired by other creators as well, and just watching like more movies, more TV shows. It's like, yo, like I know there's like a transition that they do in this movie. What if I like implement that in my video? Um, so yeah, just and kind of just something I thought of as well earlier is just even the things, even me just having Kage Level TV and creating that content and being a part of U.S. media, was it was radio station or the broadcast, being a silent reporter, color commentator, or even dabbling with the newspaper, it allowed my resume to look man, so beautiful. Which when I interned with WSYX, ABC 6 News here in Columbus, they called me like 1 hour after I submitted my um application at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Come on,
Um, and it was like, yo, like your resume is incredible. What do you do? I'm doing everything that's at school. So
everything.
so I just man, shout out to Kage Level TV, man.
Shout
Shout out to
out
Kage
to
Level TV
Kage Love. No,
and everybody else involved.
and what you just described and exactly what it is for me is just discipline, right? Like and although you loved it and at the time it's just love, right? It's love, it's passion, right? But also like it's interest, like but it's discipline, it's
Yeah,
routine, right? Which I mean you can attribute like not attribute, but like it's the same thing you would do in the weight room or on the football field, right? Or um, you know, spiritually, when you go to
yeah.
church or in the Bible or things like that, right? Prayer, right? So like it's all that it's all discipline, man. And you were definitely routinely disciplined with Kage level TV, 100%. I gotta ask, why did you stop it? Why'd you put a pause on it?
Yeah, why did I put a pause in it? In the year of 2024, 2023 at Kage Level TV was so amazing. Oh my goodness. It was, man, the content. the ideas, the communication of just the creative ideas that I think from others. I was just implementing those into my videos, and seen the success just come out of nowhere. Um, Next year, it's funny. I just had a poetry slam earlier that I went to. I had a bar in a poem that said, "Created content for peace of mind, turned motivation and revenue. That was the crime when my dream died."
Mm,
And in that sense, at that time, Calculated TV was started to create for more anime discussions because
hmm
I didn't know nobody who watched anime at the time.
Right.
So my solution to that was make a YouTube channel about it.
Yes.
And then after the success I had in 2023 and 2024, it became when I reached 1,000 subscribers and got monetized, it became more about the money. How
Okay.
much money is this video producing? How much money is this video producing? Then at that point, I kind of just started to burn myself out with it. And in the summer of 2024, I felt the need to take a break from it, but I ignored it because I was just so like, yo, like, let's see how far I can go with it, man. I'm like, I actually make money from this job.
For
I
sure.
hear a YouTuber, so let's see if it's real, you know?
hmm
Um, so then, funny enough, my laptop like got destroyed, out of nowhere. It just stopped working. Yeah, it just completely shut down on me for like months. And that during that time I couldn't create no content. And then when it started working again, I was even harder on the grind. So, starting to make a couple dollars on it. But at that time, it didn't feel right anymore. It
Okay.
didn't feel the enjoyment, the innocence of what's happening. Discussions. It became more about, all right, okay, this is this video is getting this many views, bringing in this much money. I love talking about this. Nah, we got to do that one. That's gonna bring in more money. We have to do that one.
Mm,
And then with that as well, the enjoyment of reading those manga, the comic books, kind of dwindled out because I wasn't reading it necessarily for the enjoyment. I was reading it for, okay, yo, okay, oh, yo, if I highlight this point more, oh, yo, even if I like kind of stretch the truth on this in this script,
mm.
yo, this gonna bring in some money right here. It's gonna bring in some views. So I started to do that, and I started to watch it with a different eye at that point. And at that point in time, I was growing my faith with the Lord, and a lot of the things that I was reading in the manga, a lot of the things I was watching in the anime was extremely lustful. And at that time, I wanted to start protecting my ear gate and eye gate. So it's kind of like a compound kind of thing that happened.
hmm
So I transitioned to public interviews,
Come on.
and that was amazing. But the enjoyment wasn't all the way there, even though that was an extremely long phase that I had in 2025. Um, but with that as well, at some point, after being like heavily convicted about some of the anime that I was watching, um, and also with just trying to change my content according to my walk in my faith, becoming extremely stronger. I started to change my content according to that, but I felt like I was trying something that the Lord didn't want from me at that time.
Right.
And at that time, YouTube was a big distraction for me. Creating content was a huge distraction for me. Between my distraction with growing my relationship with the Lord, and basically what I did was I was like, yo, am I not? I was like, asking myself, am I not able to be strong enough to say no to this content
Mm.
to grow my relationship with the Lord? And I was like, yeah. Because like, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna just delete. If I delete it, Lord, I I have no choice but to come fully to you. And a part of that was that. It's funny, my mom once said in 2024, he said, don't make your content your God.
Mm.
And without knowing, without, without even realizing I'm doing it, I spent so much time on my laptop editing videos that kind of you said, I could 3, 4, I think the most I edited in one day is probably 6 hours, maybe 7 hours. And that was time that I was like, just not spending with family, time that I was like kind of isolating myself from friends or just not doing things that I should have been doing. So with that, I was like, oh, like I am starting to idolize. Well, I have been idolizing this for so long,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize that. So what I did was I cut it off. Um, and then, but I would say that last summer was a time of cutting a lot of things off for me, and
Mhm.
the Lord responded by blessing me in a mighty way because of the obedience that I showed.
Come on.
So that's a little breakdown, you know.
No, that's
Kind of, yeah,
no. I think that's beautiful, man. Like for anybody of any age, right? It's tough to let go of, what do you call it, temptation,
yeah,
to distraction, right? To vices.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, you're 26, J Jack.
26.
That's also wild to think about. Um, but like, but at your age, being able to deny those things, right, and knowingly deny those things because you want to grow in your relationship with God, right? It's a very commendable thing, and I think it speaks volumes about you, but also is speaks volumes to the individuals. Whether they're younger than you, your own peers, or older than you, that is going to inspire to do the same thing, right? Um, this was a few months ago. You asked me if I would keep uh, PS5, Xbox, what is it?
Oh yeah, my PS5.
The
Yeah,
PS5 in my office, so that you couldn't have any access, because at first you had it in your office, right?
yeah.
You could obviously access your office, right? So, and I'm speaking for you here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but okay, if I put it in AD's office where I can't get into because it's locked, right? That's another step for me to try to play this game, right? I'm gonna have to hit him up to get it, then to bring it back home, plug it in, you turn it on, right? So I don't spend too much time playing this game when I could be using my time to spend with God, right? Or do other things more proactively, man. So like when I hear things like that, I think very similarly. Um, uh, yeah, I think you got a couple steps on me right now. But like, I think people need to hear this, because a lot of people probably don't think, or like don't actually like act on the thought that, like, okay, I'm strong enough to let these go, or what, I need to let this go so I can do this over here, right? So no, thank you for sharing that. Um, I'd say over the course of the past 2 or 3 years, I feel like you've gotten very, strongly invested in serving, like not just like, I mean, obviously serving the Lord, but like doing mission trips, right, or like helping those that are um, maybe less fortunate than we are, right? Um, One, what got you into that, and then two, like, is your passion still growing? Is your plan to still continue to do those things going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I love that question right there, man. I love that question. Because I have a fantastic answer for it.
Come on, come
I
on.
believe. So I went to Japan for the first time when I left the country first time in 2023, with my class, and that was a mind blowing experience, and just to see how humble and compassionate the people, how humble and compassionate they were towards me. And before I went over there, I did some research. Meaning I went on YouTube and I was searching up like, okay, what does everything people think about black people? And the videos that I was seeing were like some people never interacted with a black person. They thought all negative things about black people. I'm like, yo, like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna work when I go out there. But somebody once told me, things are intensified by 10 when you're in a different country, or our perspective or point of view about things in a different country are multiplied times 10 because we're not actually over there day by day, and we tend to hang on to those negative things. So, but after that, I came back from that experience being blown away, and I wanted to get into more travel. And through that, at University of Kenya, we have an Oilers serving abroad program, and I was like, okay, so to go abroad, I have to serve. And at this time, I was growing my relationship with the Lord. I was like, what better thing to do, God, than to travel and serve your children while I'm doing that?
Come on.
So, so it was just a perfect time of me growing my faith and me being able to um, serve God's people while I was doing so. Um, but the more my relationship with God has grown, not only has it been serving trips, but I went on my first mission trip this past summer to Honduras, and it was centered around Jesus, evangelizing, spreading the gospel, going to hospitals, laying hands on people. It was such a fantastic experience. I got to see the Lord just work, just, 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 just mightily, every single day, which impacted me. But, would honestly just fueled that fire. I know my dad used to joke a lot saying, "Oh, you're gonna be a missionary, you're gonna be a missionary, you're gonna be a missionary," just joking about it, you know? Somebody asked me the question about a couple weeks ago. They said if money was not the issue, what would you be doing? And without hesitation, I said, I'll be a missionary. Um, growing up, traveling with my parents, doing road trips, because I was born in Miami, so we was often going back to Miami every single year and
Right.
going through all those amazing states, going through the Carolinas, going through Georgia and all that, seeing these fantastic places, and just being blessed, being able to travel frequently as well, just throughout college, just fueled that fire even more. And just to continue to travel not only domestically but abroad as well has been a desire in my heart that has not gone out. Even when I felt like it was not for me. Um, it has never gone out, and now growing my faith with the Lord, He's allowed me to have those opportunities, and I'm seeing Him even work even more tremendously through me. So
Come on.
it's something that I'm truly grateful for, and it's something that I'm leaning more into, and just trusting the Lord with it.
Come on. Trust in the Lord, man. No, it's beautiful to see, man. I can when I hearing you and talking to you about it, I've heard and I can hear like the freshness, like I can hear maybe that's the genuine love, right? Like I hear it and I see it when you start to talk about these trips that you've been on. I'm like, okay, he's in his bag with this. Like he's found another, like not another, but I see the same energy from like a Kage level TV. So that's why I say seasons, right? Or right, like that was that season. This
Mhm.
is this. It's and the season might be 2 years. This might be 25, 30 years of a
Right.
season, right? But like
Right.
I see it and I hear it, man, and I love it. Um, my free Zoom. We got 2 minutes and 9 seconds left.
That's
Um,
nice.
so I don't want to. I don't want to mean to cut you off. I should say, but I got a final question for you, J Jack. And I've been asking everybody this in any interview I do since Miles was born. This is really for obviously you know Miles, but this is really for any youth, right? But I always preface it with Miles, 10, 15, 20 years from now, when he's perusing this YouTube channel, right? And hope, God willing is still here. What's a piece of advice from the JereMiah that you can offer him or any youthful individual in going forward in their life?
Yeah. Minute 30 left. I'll try to be quick. So, man, lean on God's promises. I think that's the piece of advice I would give. Moving back to Columbus, I'll be real quick because that's the time. Moving back to Columbus, I told God if I move back to Columbus, I want to be in youth ministry.
Mm,
And since I've been back in Columbus, youth ministry came to me. So all glory to God for that. And in the Bible, there's many promises of His love, grace, and mercy upon our lives. We just have to come to Him and seek it. And every time where I feel like I messed up, I'm like, God, just remind me of love. It's like Jeremiah Goins, my love. His love is always there for me. So I think leaning on God's promises is the piece of advice I would give any youth
my man.
because His promises are everlasting and never fails on His word.
Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. I love it. I love it. Couldn't find a better spot to wrap it up at, man. JereMiah Jackson, appreciate you. This conversation means a lot. Your friendship, your just stories and stories that you have, we share, and then the stories that you continue to create, man. They mean a lot to me, and I'm eager to continue to watch and see you grow, succeed, and just see what you do, man. You got God all over you, man. So anytime I'm in your presence, man, I'm blessed, man.